So when we first arrived here at Charlton, the big issue was to try and get us scoring goals, and we did a couple of things to combat that. We got ourselves a new formation, we changed our tactics, and we basically tried to play to the strengths of one player, which was Miles Lieber. Now, he wasn't the only one scoring goals, but he certainly was scoring a lot of them, and he was pretty much the golden boy. Even though we didn't do very well in the last video, he scored plenty of goals for us. And Sheffield United came along in the middle of the night and they stole him from us. Hi there, how you doing? My name is Stu and welcome to the MyCareer save for the year of our Lord 2025 here on Football Manager. Thank you for joining me in today's video. It is episode or part number 3, depending on how you want to look at it, of Club 2 of the save. And in today's video, it's going to be Peterborough, it's going to be Mansfield, it's 2 away games in League 1 to try and keep up with the monumental turnaround in fortune that we've brought to this club since arriving here. The club was predicted by the media to finish 3rd when we took over in the package that we were given as part of being the new manager. And then when we went on season preview, when we actually finished taking over, it was predicted to be 5th. So we know this squad is good enough for this position. It just beggars belief as to how the previous manager got it so wrong, because the parts were here. We've added a bit, I'm not going to lie. January was a busy month. But the parts were here. So, yeah, those are the 2 games today, and hopefully we're going to carry on with some of that. And if you're excited to see whether we can carry on with some of that, then don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me, and don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so, and you'll keep up to date with all the nonsense that comes out of this face right here. Leave a comment as well and let me know what you think. Or don't, you know, it's up to you. So, since you were last with us, how's things gone? Well, January was quite a successful month, as you can see. Just the one loss, actually. In fact, just the one non-win against Stockport, which I'm pretty impressed with that, actually. So, Portsmouth was the last game you saw. We beat Blackpool 3-2. Bit of a struggle, but we did it. Beat Colchester 1-1 in the EFL Trophy. And then we beat them in the second game away from home 3-1. I was pretty happy with that one. Then we beat Exeter 1-0. Then we beat Blackpool 2-1. Second time we beat them in that month. Then we lost to Stockport, which was a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is, 2-1. Then we beat Exeter again in the EFL Trophy. Then we beat Wickham. Then we battered Carlisle. And then we've recently beaten Port Vale. Scully scoring plenty of goals. Now, in terms of what we've done with the loss of Leeburn, this lad is the one who's filled the gap. Ignore the fact he's a striker with the number 5. Josh Phillips has filled the void pretty remarkably, actually. When I arrived, he was on loan at Southend in the National League. 17 games, 6 goals. Not a particularly good return. But on his report, it had that he was, at the time, not even a good League 1 player. It was a decent League 1 player. So I thought, well, let's just bring him back. He's a warm body. He is, and then some. He has played in 8 games since he's returned. He scored 5. He's got 2 assists. And out of those 8 games, 6 of them were starts. I am very impressed with him, and he has got potential. Not big boy potential, but he's got potential. So I'm very excited to see how he will continue to develop. He's not the best striker in the world, don't get me wrong. Certainly not as good as Leeburn, but he is putting the goals in. And he and Scully are doing a great job. Scully, by the way, 15 goals. For a player who, when we first arrived, was like looking like he was going to be out the door, I'm impressed with the turnaround we've had with him. So, yeah, good times all around. In terms of other transfers that we made, Jamie Shackleton was on the verge of being brought in the last time I was with you. He's now in. By the way, look at the business this club has done, by the way. They've actually made a profit this season in transfers. I feel like we helped with that. I don't know whether you can see it because I think my big head's in the way, but there's the Miles Lieburn transfer. He had a release clause of 5.25 million. Couldn't negotiate a contract with him. Had no interest in staying. He's now there. He scored 1 goal in the Carabao Cup, and that I don't think was with them. It was with us. He's only played the 1 game so far in the league, and that has been as a substitute. I don't know whether he's going to be happy with that transfer on the whole. Now, in terms of other business out, I mean, we didn't really do loads of business. Thierry Small left for a pittance. We just got him out the door. £95,000 is all we got for him. But we're just happy to get him off the books. Now, I'll go to this one first and then go back. We brought this guy in as the attacking midfielder that we were looking for, just as a bit of cover. But we ran out of the allocation places for players who can't get a work permit. So I loaned him back out. So he's now on loan at Maccabi Haifa. And, well, we might just try and generate... we might just try and generate some kind of profit for him because we got him on a free. He was on a free transfer as a free agent. We just brought him in on trial and signed him. And, yeah, he couldn't get a work permit, so that didn't really work. But we then did sell 2 players who were in the first team. Tyrese Campbell, who I kind of initially identified as someone I didn't really want to use because I was worried about his fact he doesn't like big games in a season that could be full of big games. And also, I didn't really plan to use wingers, although we could have used him in some of these positions. I just thought, let's cash in on him. And we have done. We cashed in on him for £750,000, which is the one thing I didn't show you up here. There you go. It's gone to Mainz in Germany. Mainz 052. At the time, it was just Mainz in the Bundesliga, which kind of stunned me a little bit. And then Dan Lundulu. Haven't used him once, I don't think, since I arrived here. He's gone to Pau FC in League 2, for £500,000. I'm quite okay with that. Now, transfers in. Davenport is not us. Ignore him. He was done by the previous manager. Callum Styles, you saw that one last time. Jamie Shackleton was in the process. We brought him in. Benjamin Bouchouari. There we go. Benjamin Bouchouari, he's in, but he's out again. Jean Bernat is another player we brought in on a free. Another attacking midfielder. He's actually looked pretty decent. We've had to get him up to fitness, and he's not going to be a long-term solution. He's only 2.5 star, 3 star. But he's all right, actually. Considering he's meant to be a good player for League 2 sides, he's done a job for us in the old League 1 so far. He's looked pretty good. Again, on a free transfer. 5 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. He's got a 7.23 rating. Can't say fairer than that. Will Fisher's come in from Derby. We've spent £2.3 million on him. Of course, barely any of that was up front. 5 appearances, and he's got a goal and an assist and a player of the match. I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. Derby, thank you very much. We then... I'll save the best till last. Another centre-back came in on deadline day. Kelland Watts we've brought in from Cambridge. £475,000. He was in League 2 showing up as being better than a League 2 player. And he's currently a good player for most League 1 sides. And he hasn't played much for us so far, but in that first game he played, he actually did look pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with him. And then the best till last, I finally signed a goalkeeper. I went and signed Portsmouth's goalkeeper for £1 million. Portsmouth's goalkeeper, who in 32 appearances had conceded only 23 and kept 15 clean sheets. I'm not proud because that's very sneaky, but also tee-hee-hee. And also since then, I think Portsmouth have struggled just a little bit. When did we sign him? We signed him... I'm going to make this video so long, so I do apologise. We actually signed him on the 29th. So, how many... There's not been that many games since then, but the 29th... So, they did win their first game without him, and then they lost their second game without him. So, life after... their goalkeeper might be a little bit on the tough side for them, maybe. But Schmid has been pretty good for us so far. 3 games. He's conceded 2 goals, got 1 clean sheet. But he's looked pretty solid as well, so I'm pretty happy with him. Right. Enough of that nonsense. Let's get to the first game of the video against Peterborough. And then what we're going to do at the end of the video is have a quick look at how Spennymoor are getting on. I'm quite interested in that. This is the 11 we're going to be using for the game against Peterborough United. It is Schmid in goal, Pereira, Fish, Watson, Eden in defence, Edmonds, Green, Coventry, Doherty and Bernat in the midfield with Phillips and Scully starting up front. Are they the right way round? They're not. No, they're normally that way round. Let's sort that out. We don't want them the wrong way round. That'd be madness. Although Scully can play in both positions. It's more Phillips I'm not too sure about. I don't know. Maybe I try him. Maybe I try him in that position at some point. Just today is not that day. Right. We're in a weird position. From where we started the season, not a single game is must win anymore because of how dramatic the turnaround is. We can lose both games today, and I won't be happy about it because you know what I'm like, but it'll still be relatively fine because we've done so well to get where we are. We're closing in on an automatic promotion place. We're 2 kind of games behind the team who are in that position, but we're not a million miles away from it being a potential possibility, which kind of blows my mind. Now, it's worth pointing out, Peterborough United have got a game in hand on us, so if they win today, they'll go level on games with us, but ahead in points. So, really, this is a game they, I'm not going to say need to win, but it's a huge opportunity for them. Whereas for us, it's an opportunity for us to make sure they waste that game in hand, and then we go fully ahead of them. But they have scored. Kian Haynes puts the ball in the back of the net. Not offside or anything like that. That is disappointing. if I'm honest, because we have been playing so well. Our defence isn't perfect. Our defence actually was one of the better parts of the team when we took over. Again, it wasn't the top defence, but it was a good defence. And yeah, that's a bit disappointing from Schmid there. I would have expected him to do well there. But Hayes has got the goal. It is 1-0, it is what it is. But now we need to do our bit, and then we need to get the goal back. But at the moment, Peterborough are just looking like they're another level from us. This is a proper playoff team. Of course, Peterborough have been to the Championship in recent-ish times, I do believe. And then got relegated back down almost straight away. So they're no pushovers. They deserve to be in the top half of this table. It's us who are kind of the pretenders here. And we need to make sure that we can show them that we're worth it. Right, Scully now into Coventry. Coventry lets it run here. And Connor Coventry, who just will refuse to sign a new contract with us now, which is really disappointing. He literally, we've had contract offers that we've tried to give to him where we've just not got through to him. Now we can't even offer a contract to him. He's literally, it's almost at the point where he's going to be guaranteed to be leaving on a free in the summer. I did toy around, as I mentioned in the last video, with do we get a fee for him? We didn't do that. I'm kind of glad we didn't do that because we get the rest of this season with him. If we'd have got a transfer fee, it's fine. We could have replaced him, but it would have been a cut price deal. I'd rather have him for half a season than have a cut price deal. We've made enough money for the club anyway. So much so that the club has agreed to invest in our junior coaching, our youth recruitment, and to increase our youth level as well. I managed to get all three. They rejected the proposals at first, but then I managed to argue all three of them and win, which was a bit of a surprise. But then I think they kind of relented. I think the reason they relented is because I have made money for them. You know, the big one is obviously the release clause for Miles. As much as it pains me, that definitely has helped. By the way, don't know if you noticed, we've equalised. I'm very happy about it. So much so that I'll continue talking about my point. Edmonds Green does a really good job coming from DP. Gets to Ricardo Pereira, who, since Lee Byrne has left, he has been taking a few penalties and scored a couple of them, actually. So he's been very impressive, actually, when he's been called on to do that. He's been impressive in general, actually. I think this season is probably going to be the last season that he's going to be useful. I have got a formation, actually, where he is at the base of the midfield as a deep line playmaker. And I'm just wondering whether that might prolong his career a little bit. At the moment, he's still a fine right back. I'm thinking ahead to next season that if we still have him and he's still usable, then I don't know. We might consider that. Right, we need that. We're doing fine. We're doing absolutely fine. I'm actually quite happy with the performance that we've put on, but we are more than good enough to get something else out of this game. Now, I am going to take Taylor off because he's not had a good game. Callum Stiles is going to come on. He's been here, there, and everywhere. He's played here, he's played here, he's played in the midfield as well, but he's doing all of it with aplomb. What a versatile player he is, as well as Jamie Shackleton as well. But we'll make that transfer. I won't do any others for now. That'll just be the only one. And we'll go into the second half. And we'll see whether we can get another goal and sneak a victory here against Peterborough, who we have been. Since they scored, we've been all over them on all of the match stats. We've actually been the better team through the entire game. It's just they happened to score that cheeky goal first. Well, we are definitely doing better now, but we need to step things up and start finishing a bit better. Phillips looks like he's had a bit of a knock. He's injured, actually, so before we do anything else, he's coming off. Fuller is going to come on, and we're going to swap him and Scully around, as we normally do. And then I was looking at fitness as well. I think we might refresh the midfield a little bit. Doherty can come off for Henry. Henry can do a job there, so we'll do that. He's also our best free kick taker, so if we get any set pieces, he might do a job for us. Right, let's see whether we can. I mean, a draw is fine. I'm happy with a draw, more than content with it, but it's a huge opportunity to win and give ourselves a bit more daylight against ourselves and Peterborough. But avoiding a loss is huge as well. But we have absolutely controlled this game since they scored. It would be a shame to throw it all away now. I'd rather just have the draw than a needless mistake costing us a point. Bernat goes for goal and glory there. He's got like 16 long shots, and you could see that there for the fact that he was confident enough to go for it. Right, final change. I'm actually going to take him off for that because I actually feel like he would have been better off not doing it. Markinde, who's been a very solid player for us, can come on, and he can see out the rest of the game. It's a corner to Peterborough. Headed out only as far as Farrell. I'm a little bit nervous about this. Farrell goes out to Sparks. Sparks into the box here. Oh, he's going to go for the shot. Smith makes the save, though. Schmidt? Let me say that name right. Oh, goodness me, it's another corner for them. I'm not feeling particularly good about this. Doesn't matter. It's the end of the highlight. Fantastic. Quite content for there to be no more highlights in the game. I am very, very happy for us just to go with a 1-1 draw. But Peterborough have another highlight here. Big ball over the top. Lindgren gets it in across. Styles didn't really clear it. Goes back to Lindgren. Into Del Havilland. Goes for glory. Shouldn't have gone for glory. Should have found the pass. It is over. And it is going to hopefully be one of the final highlights. And that is going to be a draw and a point. That keeps in touching distance of second place, which is ridiculous to say considering where we were when we first took over. But, I mean, I've been a bit harsh there, actually. I've said that it's disappointing we didn't win because of the chances. It is disappointing when you look at the chances, but going into that game, a draw would have been absolutely fine, so I'll take that. Keeps us in third place. I mean, okay, Peterborough still got that game in hand on us. They can still go level on points with us, but we should stay in third. And again, keeps us within touching distance of Stockport, but they do have those 2 games in hand, so getting an automatic promotion place this season, probably a little bit out of our reach. Right, got 7 days before Mansfield. I'm going to go away. I'm going to rest the boys, and we're going to hopefully get 3 points out of that one, so we can have today's video have a win to show you. Back for the game against Mansfield, who are currently 6th place in League One. And that is definitely not how that's meant to look. Let's just do that and get that back looking as it should. And this is the 11 that we're going to be using to hopefully get 3 points in this episode. Because if we don't get 3 points, I'll be very sad. It is going to be Schmidt in goal, Pereira, Fish, Watson, Eden in defence, Edmonds, Green, Coventry, Doherty and Bernat in the middle. With Scully and Phillips up front. And I have actually changed Scully to an advanced forward. Because I did have a quick look at his, where is it, his form. And it's been very, very good as a pressing forward. But look at the state of it as an advanced forward as well. Like, as an advanced forward, during that period, he was pretty much unplayable. Now, he's been very, very good as a pressing forward from the Colchester game here. But it's not been quite as impressive. So, I'm just going to switch it around. We'll just see what happens. I might switch it back. Who knows? It's not the end of the world. But yeah, let's get into the game and let's see whether we can put Mansfield to the sword. It's another away game here. So 2 back-to-back away games. Back-to-back away games or 2 away games. Do use one of the phrases, not both of them. So it is going to be a bit of a challenge as the last game was. Although, you know, again, last game I was very happy with the draw. On balance, I'd probably be happy with the draw with this game as well. It's away from home against a team in the playoffs. The playoffs that we probably, by right, shouldn't be anywhere near unless you look at the season preview. But in terms of how we were doing when I took over, probably shouldn't be anywhere near. So I'll take it. It is what it is. Right. Game time. Let's get to it. So, Mansfield currently on 55 points. We're on 62. We want to make sure that we can extend that gap a little bit by getting a win here if we can. That was an overhead kick from our centre half. And I'm pretty sure it was a shot on target. It was. Will wonders never cease? Goodness me. Right, well, we've got a throw in now. It wasn't a goal, obviously. Doherty to Edmonds Green, into Coventry. Coventry, into Ricardo Pereira, into Bernat. Very, very unfortunate there, but we do win another corner. Dominant in the early goings here. Let's hopefully carry that on a little bit. That'll be lovely. Right, Coventry with the corner, whipping it in, looking for the header Fish. Cannot quite find him. It comes back out to Doherty, though. Coventry now, looking to drive forward, cuts it across goal. No one can get on the end of it there. It's going to go out for a throw-in. Bit of a wasted opportunity there from us, but it's not the end of the world. It's early days. We are, I was going to say dominating. They've had a shot as well. Possession-wise and passing-wise, we are dominating. XG-wise and shot-wise, not quite. Although 2 of our 3 shots are on target. Mansfield yet to have one. But they do have a corner here. Whipping it in. Kamara tries to get it. Ricardo heads it out. Only as far as Baisley. Gets it into Lewis now. Lewis looking to get it to a player. Gets it to Williams. Back to Baisley. That is 1-0. 1-0 all over it. And Mansfield do lead us by a goal to 0. We go behind again on camera. Schmid just boots it out. Yeah, that's how I feel. Doesn't like big games, Schmid. I wonder whether because this is a game away from home against a playoff team, this counts as a big game. I don't know whether that's unfair to him because, I mean, he did try and make the save, but I also look at that and think, well, he was kind of almost in the direction that he was going, so should we be a little bit disappointed with that? I'm going to just encourage the boys because we started off really well and we've dropped off a little bit. Well, we've dropped off a lot, actually. Yeah, we need to be careful here because they are looking like they're going to wipe us a little bit, which is a bit disappointing. Passing and possession are fine. We're having shots, but momentum is with them. Although we are starting to come back into the game a little bit now. We just need a goal. Phillips and Scully, despite the praise that I've shown both of them, not really doing anything for us today. Right, we have the ball back here though. Scully passes it back to Schmid. Schmid doesn't need to redeem himself because he's been very good since he signed for us, but we do need to see a bit more of better quality of goalkeeper for him. Right, Phillips now drifting out wide, going to Eden. Eden to Phillips. Phillips with a poor pass. He's not really a good build-up striker, Phillips. Really, I should be playing him as a poacher, but I don't really have that much of a good success with the poacher. The best success I've had with the poacher, actually, was in the first season or two at Spennymoor when we played two strikers, and we I can't remember who we had with Taylor, but we had Glenn Taylor and someone else, and the someone else was a poacher, and they did all right as a poacher, actually. Glenn Taylor was the target forward. Right, Fish now to Ricardo. Getting it to Scully. Scully in one-on-one. That's got to be 1-1. It is 1-1. We're back in the game in the 40th minute. Charlton 1, Mansfield 1. Or Mansfield 1, Charlton 1, really. But we're always going to go number 1 of our team. Right, Fish with the ball at his feet. Gets it to Ricardo Pereira. Pereira, lovely pass here. Over to Scully, who just puts it... I mean... It's not the best shot in the world. The keeper could be a bit disappointed. It looks like it just brushes the keeper's foot on its way in. It's tight offside, apparently. I mean, that doesn't look very tight to me, but hey-ho. I'm not a linesman, am I? 1-1. Happy days. More of the same, please, boys. And we've got a highlight. Ricardo into Edmonds Green. Edmonds Green into Banat. He's gone down here. He's gone down here. It is a penalty. No VAR at this level, obviously. We have ourselves a penalty, and it's going to be Scully who's going to try and put us ahead here. I thought it might be Pereira, but it's not. Can Scully make it 2-1? He can. What a confident penalty that is. And 2 goals from the man himself makes it 22nd of the season, by the way. Again, a player who I was dead certain with our first interaction with him that we were going to give the boot to. Just goes to show you never know. You never know in Football Manager. You just never know. But it is 2-1. We do lead just before half-time. First task is to make sure that we do not give the lead up before half-time. The fact that we've started with a highlight from kickoff does concern me ever so slightly. Right, we have the ball now. Edmonds Green goes back to Schmid. Schmid goes out to Ricardo Pereira. Pereira now looking to drive forward here. Not got a lot of pace, Pereira, and he's been caught out there. Doherty was awful there. He was backing into the player who was about to receive the ball and didn't pay attention. That's our captain, by the way. And Baisley scored from it. I'm putting that down to Doherty. There's probably other people who made a mistake in that move, but I'm putting that down to Doherty. I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that at all. There, you see? I've pointed at the screen as if you could see. But Doherty was just backing into this guy who received the ball when he could have made a tackle, just was completely oblivious. I'm putting that down to him. Also, Schmid had a bit of a stinker there as well, but I can let him off a little bit. Doherty, be disappointed we've conceded there. Right, half time, it is what it is. I'm going to say I'm not happy, and in particular, not been good enough. I mean, this midfield trio, they've not been good enough at all, really. Josh Phillips as well has kind of been a little bit anonymous in this video. But Banat as well had that shot early on, and that was kind of it. Everyone else will just say, do better. It's basically all we can say. Right, substitute to Clark. What are we going to do? I am tempted. Is it madness if I do that? Put Edmonds Green at right back. Ricardo Pereira goes to there. Is that madness? Because I kind of want to give it a go. He's one of the best passers at the club. He's got good vision. He's got good work rate, which will work in the middle as well. It's not his ideal position, but I just feel like he just might be somewhere to prolong his career. It's a weird game to experiment in, I know, but I am thinking we just go for it. I'm also thinking we're going to refresh the midfield as well. Callum Styles now and Henry are going to both come on. We're going to get those guys doing their thing. I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, but we will keep an eye on a few more changes if we feel the need to. Let's just go for it. Let's just see what happens. Right, fire the boys up. Let's try and get a third goal if we can. Right, highlight for Mansfield, which is a bit of a concern. Right, we head it out. We don't really head it out that far. Phillips doesn't even get to it. Kilgore now to Kamara. I mean, they're kind of controlling the ball here. It'd be nice if we can intercept it. That would be perfect. Right. Big ball over the top to Baisley. This Baisley, I tell you what, Sam Baisley. He's only 6th of the season. He's been an absolute monster. Who is he? He's their striker. We're trying to tackle him. He's barely anything. Is it just because he's got a little bit of pace? It must be. But he's barely anything. And he's ripping us apart here. And it is quite disappointing. Well, we're going to go attacking. Why not? Why not? We know we can get goals against this team. That's the thing. So let's just go for it. Right, Edmonds Green coming inside here. Lofts it over to Eden. Williams, I tell you what a interception that was. Eden now coming forward. He's done well to turn around there. Right, Ricardo Pereira. Henry. Flipping it over to Phillips. Phillips now in the box. Makes it 3-3. It's been disallowed. And I tell you what, I don't know if there's a way to find out how many disallowed goals a player has scored. Josh Phillips is very guilty of that. Oh, come on. That barely looks it from there. Josh Phillips is so unlucky. It's so unlucky. I'm going to fire him up. Let's see if that can fire him up to want to score another one. Right. Fish now. Gets the ball off of Scully. Into Ricardo Pereira at the base of the midfield. Into Watts. Watts now. Kind of dwelling on it a little bit, which is a bit of a concern. Over to Eden. He has got Callum. It's not even Callum, it's Henry. Henry, are you not going to run for that? He's done the work there, though, which I don't get. Right, Styles. Flipping it over, looking for Scully. Scully looking for a hat-trick. I think it would have been offside anyway. It is offside, in fact. We're doing everything right here to try and get a goal. It's just not happening for us. Right, substitutions. Phillips, off. Fuller, on. Scully's changed back to a pressing forward. I changed him. Why did it revert? Oh, for goodness sake, this game sometimes. Right, Bernat, off. Markande, on. I'm going to leave Edmonds Green for the time being. But he is on my radar to sub off. Just not going to do it just yet. And it will be Jamie Shackleton who will come on. Although Eden actually looks like he's picked up a bit of a knock. Right, Eden, speaking of which now, throw into Henry. Eden now. Looking to... He just gives the ball away, which is really disappointing. Can we just quickly get the ball off of them here and just try and continue the attack? That would be ideal. Right, Kilgore. It's Cornick. Ashford, we intercept. Really well done there. Watts now into Ricardo Pereira. Ricardo, who hasn't really looked out of place in midfield, but we've not seen anything spectacular from him. Ball out to Edmonds Green, who's not really doing himself many favours at right back. Out wide to Eden on the other side. Eden now cutting in. Doing all the work on his own here. He's in the box. Gets it into Fuller. Ibrahim Fuller. He's not played much. He's not scored much. But he's gone and got us an equaliser. And it is 3-3 in the 66th minute. We're back in the game. Got concerned when they scored that third one. But at least one of the changes has worked. Henry and Styles have not had the best of games. But I think they've been a bit more effective in the middle than Coventry and Doherty were, which is a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. At least the changes seem to have done something, and Fuller has done well to get that goal. Right, we are getting to the point where, I mean, Edmonds Green has actually worked his way to a 6.6, which is great. Now, deflection, but Baisley's on the ball here. We know how much of a threat he can be. Cornick, passing it around here, we're struggling to get the ball off of them. George Maris, everything's going through Schmidt. Everything is going through him. I'm going to fire him up because he's really switched off here. And we're now basically just having to play who can score one more than the other. We're playing complete and utter comeback football here. I'm not a fan of it. Right, final change. I'm tempted to take Schmidt off, but I'm not going to. It would be the ultimate insult, wouldn't it? I am going to still take Edmonds Green off, I think. Although, Teo Eden is recovering from a knock, so really I should take him off. Shouldn't I? That really should be the move. I don't really know what the best one to do is. I mean, I do want to take him off, but Callum Styles would be the one, but I don't have another central midfielder to put in there. I have a centre back, so I could put Callum Watts there. Swap those two round, bring on Lloyd Jones. Yeah, maybe we do that. And Watts can be a supporting fullback. I think we might need to do that. Yeah, it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be. And we're going to get stuck in for the final bit as well. Try and break up their play a little bit. Right. Fire the boys up one final time. And we'll just see whether we can get another goal back from them. Right, Watts into Henry. Can we do something here? Ricardo Pereira into Watts, whipping it in, looking for the head of Scully. And Dylan Markande, the substitute, with his 4th goal of the season, has made it 4-4. What a remarkable game of football this has been. We go up there, end and score, they go up our end and score. Remember, the game started with them scoring, we then went ahead, and then we've been playing catch-up ever since. Scully does a great job to distract the keeper there, doesn't get his hat-trick, does get almost an assist for Markande in a way. Watts actually still has the assist from the cross. Can we sneak a winner here? I'm happy with the draw. Same as the Peterborough game. After all of this, I'm happy with the draw. We've got to highlight Edmonds Green, who is still on the pitch. He's recovered really well at right back, actually. Into Fish now. Fish to Edmonds Green. Back to Fish. Jones. Jones out to Watts. Watts into Ricardo Pereira. Pereira's actually done a decent job in midfield, actually. That might be something we look to do permanently. Right, Watts. Oh, my God. Into Fuller. Oh, that was a chance. That was a chance for Fuller. It's fine. 4-4. Considering the way that game turned. They score. We go ahead. They equalise. They go ahead. We equalise. They go ahead. We equalise. I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. It was actually relatively close as well. Although XG-wise, we really should have won that. But I'll take it considering the goalkeeper had the game that he did. I am going to have a word with him. He's not very happy with himself. He's a bit unhappy. I am going to tell Colin Coventry he's not had a great game. I'm actually going to say the same to Doherty as well. Because I didn't think he played particularly well. Same with Banat as well. We'll have a word with him. And Josh Phillips as well. Really started well when we brought him back from loan. Last couple of games not obviously looking particularly fantastic. But that is going to do it for today's episode pretty much. Just a final check. We are still in third. 62 points is the total end today on. Stockport still have a game in hand and they are 4 points, 6 points rather. Actually, I can't count. 6 points ahead of us with a game in hand. We have got a 4 point gap between ourselves and Peterborough. They do have a game in hand on us. But, of course, that means that they are net 1 point behind us. And then the other teams, Watford and Mansfield behind us as well. Watford also having a game in hand. So, I'm pretty happy, all things considered. Although it's 2 draws, I am happy with that as a result. I'm happy with the fact that we haven't lost. And I'm happy with the fact that we seem to be still continuing the momentum since we started at the club, which is great to see. We have a look at the profile. We do have the goalkeeper with the most clean sheets in the league. You wouldn't know that from the last game. We also have the top goal scorer in the league, and Miles Leaburn is still the second top goal scorer in the league despite not being here anymore. Scully's the second best player. Ricardo Pereira is second on the assist chart as well. And we said we were going to have a look at how Spennymoor were doing. Spennymoor have gone from strength to strength. They're third. Wow. Good on you, lads. Jason Steele, former goalkeeper, is the guy who's in the hot seat. And he is masterminding. We've built a good squad there if they've maintained that. So, let's have a look. So, we left around... Was it Accrington? I think it was around there, wasn't it? Or Fleetwood. It was one of those games. It might have been Fleetwood, actually. Where we got a cheeky draw. Just to end our time there out. It was either that or Peterborough. I don't think it was Peterborough. So... In fact, I can tell by looking at our schedule. Let me have a quick look. So our schedule, we took over. It was definitely November. So we took over for Lincoln. So 22nd was our first game. 22nd. Accrington was their first game without us. So yeah, Fleetwood was the last game. So they lost that one. Beat Gillingham. Peterborough then was a draw. They then lost against Fleetwood in the Cup in penalties. Drew against Norfolk County in the league. Peterborough lost against them 3-1 in the replay. Cheltenham 2-0, they won that. Lost back-to-back Chesterfield and Gillingham 2-0 and 1-0. Harrogate they beat, Doncaster they beat, lost against Wimbledon. Grimsby managed to win 2-0, a draw against Crawley, win against Northampton, narrowly lost against Shrewsbury, drew against Gateshead, drew against Cambridge, and then back-to-back wins against Leyton Orient and MK Dons. So they are doing quite well. Tony Weston looks like he's getting a good amount of game time. It looks like Amari Benjamin has dropped off. He's not injured or anything, but he has certainly dropped off in terms of playing time, which is a bit of a disappointing thing to see. No, he's been playing, actually. He's just not been scoring. Wow. What a dramatic dive that is from where he was. So since he left, Since we left, sorry. He's only scored twice. Wow. What a drop-off. Right, well, good to see they're doing well. Very good indeed. It's good to see as well that we obviously have put a good squad together for them to maintain that. So they're third in their league. We're fourth in ours. Of course, we don't get promoted this season. We might end up seeing them as one of those promoted teams in League One. What a story that would be for this MyCareer save. But speaking of which, we will be back in the next video. It will be more than likely in March. I don't know which games it'll be, but it will probably be a couple of those, and then we'll round out the season in the video after that. Sounds like a good plan to me. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like on there for me. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so, and you will put a big smile on this face. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.